Welcome back, I am Largo, and today we're going to check out the class spotlight trailers for the classes in Warhammer 40,000 Darktide. I just started playing Darktide maybe 2 weeks ago or something like that, so I am fresh into the game, it's fresh on my mind, and just randomly one of you guys suggested, hey, why don't you check out the spotlight trailers for the classes? And I decided, sure, why not? I'm in the middle of playing the game. Let's check it out. So we're going to go ahead and start off with the Zealot Preacher. Have not spent a lot of time on the Zealot Preacher yet, but he seems all right. And the Zealots in the lore are pretty crazy. So let's go ahead and check this out. FatSharks killing it with these games.
Trust the Emperor alone, and in all things.
Ah, yes. All things we do for the Emperor.
Justice, more than anything, was the gift bequeathed by the Emperor of mankind, and I shall see it carried to all corners of his Imperium.
Justice plays no favorites, nor do I. The corrupt should fear me as readily as the heretic or the traitor.
You gotta love just how, just epic these guys are, right? Like, they shall all fear me, the heretics and the traitors. Like, they just get into it. Just smashing him in the face.
Judgment comes!
The cleansed of sin!
Yeah, buddy. The Zealot Preacher. Man, they are a pretty cool class. Most notably, in my opinion, they get the Warhammer, which I absolutely adore smashing things with Warhammers in any type of game. It's just one of the weapons that I really love. It just embodies that strength and brute force of just being just a massive hammer. So I just really enjoy Warhammers. And they get a flamethrower! I mean, how are we supposed to burn these heretics without the holy fire of the Emperor? Love they get the flamethrower, and love that they get the Warhammer. So, Zealot Preacher class.
So many voices!
Ah, the Psycher.
We're here to do the jobs others can't handle.
I should have known the enforcers would not tolerate me forever.
My skills, they valued,
Ooh,
but my nature...
that's pretty sick looking.
Such power!
I was a convenience. I can't control it!
And all of it asking nothing in return.
I will say that is one thing I love about the Warhammer setting and the use of psychic powers and psychers and stuff like that. A lot of people like to compare and contrast psychers and Jedis, right? Because they both essentially have space magic, right? I mean, that's what it is. Let's be real with it. They both can do, push, pull, lightning, mental manipulation, things like that. So they are comparable. But what I really, really enjoy about Warhammer is they kind of don't, they avoid the shortcuts that a lot of sci-fi takes, right? So for instance, faster than light travel. Most sci-fi settings just take the shortcut and they say, oh, it's like Star Wars and we can literally just zip from point A to point B. We can get from one side of the galaxy to the other in a trivial amount of time. Warhammer says, nope, we're going with warp travel and it takes time. Space is huge, space is massive, it's vast, and even if you traveled faster than light, to get from one side of the galaxy to the other, it's still going to take you a long time. Yet, there is a downside to warp travel. And much like these Psycher powers, there's a downside to being a Psycher. With the Jedi, the only real downside is that you fall to the corruption of the dark side, which, in my opinion, not really a downside. That's just a morality decision. You still get all the powers and abilities that a Jedi has, except you have access to more powers and abilities because of your moral code. It's more of a moral, ethical thing to be light side, dark side, and not a true corruption like with the powers of the warp. A Psycher can kill themselves if he doesn't know how to use his own powers. And that's what I really like about Warhammer, and the whole theme behind Psychers is it's super powerful, and a lot of times these Psycher powers can be used as a deus ex machina to solve a problem. But on the other hand, it's incredibly dangerous. It's dangerous to the user, it's dangerous to the people around them. They can inadvertently open up warp rifts and summon demons and stuff like that and kill their whole crew. So it's that balance of power with the potential for horrific things to happen. So I really like the quote-unquote space magic that Warhammer has.
That I brought the guilty to the penitent's pyre was my reward.
Reaching into the war.
Oh yeah. That sweet, sweet warp fire. Unlimited power!
Bastards, you did!
All right, man, that was the Psycher in Warhammer. A little bit toned down from like high-level Psychers. Obviously, you're not going to be playing Darktide as like a super high-level Psycher, but just getting to use Psycher abilities in a Warhammer game.
Sever the head, the body dies.
All right, checking out the Veteran Sharpshooter. This is the class I have played the most so far. I think he's only like level 20 or something, but
It only changes form.
No world, no Bestian, maybe no faith. He's impregnable.
ah, yes.
Of the enemy are everywhere. Watching, plotting, waiting.
Only thing to be done with heresy is to root it out. With fire.
And steel.
Ready and kill shots!
Ah, yes.
Eliminating Alpha target! This one's for Cadia. Park it, eat it!
Woo! Yeah, buddy. Use that plasma gun.
One shot, one kill.
All right, the Veteran Sharpshooter. Like I said, that's the class I played the most of, and it's the class that you can get the most, traditional soldiery, first-person shooter type thing, but you can also get really into the whole Warhammer roleplay with the soldier, at least in my opinion, because you can pick a Cadian, you can dress like a Krieg soldier, and you can just really get into it, get the whole for the Emperor, for the Imperium type of thing going on, just really get into the game. And that's the class so far, at least, that I've had some really, really clutch moments with, where you're the last man standing, everybody's downed, you got a horde of enemies coming towards you, there's like 100 enemies rushing you down, you look at your clip, you got 40 rounds left, and you're just like, cowabunga it is then, I guess. All right, we got one more class to check out. That is the Ogryn, so let's go ahead and check that out real quick.
Complete the dark.
The Ogryn. The big boy, Captain Chonk.
Serve with distinction and past sins may be
Strange life. Not part of the military. Not part of the Imperial Guard no more. Not after things went bad on Komlar. Little men in spiky armor charged us again and again. We broke them and threw them onto the rocks. But there were no medals, no food, only big, angry words.
Oh yeah.
Stomp like bugs! Death train! Rampage!
The Ogren.
Can't stop me!
The Ogren Skullbreaker. Fun class to play, I will say that. Haven't got very far with him. Again, I think my Ogren's only like level 15, something like that. But is a fun class to play. His rush, where he just bats aside everybody, is really fun to use. Great crowd control, all that good stuff. Ogrens themselves are awesome. Frankly, right? A giant ab-human that carries a massive blast shield and stuff like that. I do wish the shield was a little bit better, a little bit more useful. I think it would be really cool if it had a couple certain special animations. I also think that the shield would actually be much more useful if it prevented you from getting taken down by special enemies, like the Poxhound. I have a hard time believing that a Poxhound is going to jump on an Ogren that's carrying a massive blast shield. So maybe if you get hit from the side or from behind or something like that, but if you're the Ogren and you have a shield and you're facing the enemy and you have your shield up in its defensive position, I don't think they should be able to hit you like that. But unfortunately in the game they do. Special units can still throw a net around you, or the explosive ones will still knock you back. The dogs will still pounce on you. I think it should be a little bit different with the Ogren using the shield, especially if you're directly facing them, but that's just a nitpick of mine. Other than that, the Ogren's awesome. It gets the big auto cannon. You gotta love that they're also kind of very dumb. They're stupid for all intents and purposes. For instance, they don't even throw grenades. They're too dumb to really understand how a grenade really works, and I think their hands are too big to pull the pins anyways. So rather than throw a grenade, they just throw the whole box of grenades at you. And getting hit with a box of grenades at high speed would probably cave your skull in. So it's effective. Maybe not as effective as exploding, but effective nonetheless. Anyone who hasn't played Warhammer 40,000 Darktide, I really recommend it. If you have played Left 4 Dead, Back 4 Blood, or Vermintide, if you enjoyed any of those games, you will enjoy Darktide. It's the same type of game, same type of setup, but just in the glorious world of Warhammer 40k, and I will never, ever get tired of firing a bolt gun. That being said, we're going to bring this video to an end here. Thanks so much for the suggestion. Really enjoyed this one. Anytime I get to dive into Warhammer, that is a plus for me because I really enjoy it. And I hope you guys enjoyed the reaction. If you did, go ahead and click that like button. As always, consider clicking that subscribe button to help the channel out. And most importantly, leave a comment down below. What other video games did you want me to check out? What other animations, web series? Leave it below and we can get to it in the future. As always, guys, thanks so much for stopping by. Thanks for watching the video. Take care of yourselves and have a great day.